I sometimes think I'm far too self-conscious to be any good at acting, you know, because I don't think it's a real great quality that lends itself to acting. You shouldn't be thinking about where the camera is. You should just be living in that moment, you know. But I did find it restricting, really. It wasn't enough, it's not enough. For a lot of people, they get the words and they put on the clothes and they disappear. And that's their art, and there's some incredible artists that are amazing at doing that, but more and more I was feeling a little bit more restricted by the process of making films. And I was spoiled in my first two films. I was quite free to do whatever I felt, you know, and then when it can sometimes feel a little bit mechanical and the kind of creativity is sucked out of it, but that's where other people thrive. Other people would come onto my film set or a Shane film set and find it too chaotic and not be able to cope with that way of working also, you know. I just can't, I'm not going to graduate any further in myself if I just turn up, you know, working with the people that keep me in my comfort zone. That's not going to challenge me, so I'd rather just fail at trying something else, really. I knew that I wanted to tell my own stories and that acting wasn't really quite enough, you know. And I think as a director, really, you just want to tell stories. Otherwise, there's no point to doing it, really. So I'd like written for other people and co-written films and stuff, and I just felt that it was time to establish my own voice, really. But the influence is incredible. I mean, you know, Nil by Mouth, I wouldn't have made Tyrannosaur if it wasn't for Nil by Mouth, because then I understood how an artist could, you know, that it was expression, you know, through cinema, through characters and writing, like that was personal in some way, not kind of not autobiographical down to the letter, but personal. And I learnt that from Gary. So I don't think I would have set about it the same way if Nil by Mouth didn't exist. It was a huge influence on me. You know, I'm in a funny place because I don't want to just do my next project and make it different for the sake of being different, you know. It's just got to be what it is. You're either invested in a story or you're not, and it's worth telling or it isn't. And it's a long process making a film. So if you've got yourself into something where you don't know where you're going with it, it's a long time to be bullshitting yourself along, you know. I don't know. I mean, is the victory the fact that it's, you know, it's won awards or hasn't won the awards it should, or is the victory that, you know, 15, 20 years later, however long it is, that people are still looking at that film as a benchmark and as inspiration and as a reason to make the kind of movies that we make? That's the victory of those films, and I hope that in 15 years' time or whatever, people would be doing the same about Tyrannosaur, really. Yeah, and there is a certain language to the cameras, yeah, of course, you know, tonally and everything, but you just get into it for the right reasons. Get in because you want to tell a story, not just because you want to walk down a fucking red carpet or something, you know. Well, I don't know. I don't quite know who I'm trying to please here, you know. I'm just fucking, this is just it. You know, I'm not a part of any establishment or cinematic royalty, you know. I'm just finding my way in it like everybody else, really. And I don't think I've done my best work as an actor, so that's why I won't stop doing it yet. I've gone through a lot in the last 3 years, and I think that the work that I've been doing behind the scenes is probably going to begin to show in the work on screen now, you know.